Everybody, and welcome to an all new video with Matt. Today I'm going to be going over different types of concrete anchors, drive pins, all that stuff, right? So here's the most common kind that we use out here in the field these days, guys. You got this kind right here. Now this right here is for a smaller rated size weight stuff. You don't really want to put nothing over like 12 pounds 15 pounds on these right here, guys. Now they do stick in pretty good. You got those little riblets that when you drill your hole in your concrete and put the screw in, it will expand out, but I wouldn't recommend using anything over like 12-15 pounds with this. This stuff right here is like for signs and stuff like that. Same thing with these kind right here, guys. These are the screw head kind. Now I'd never recommend trying to drive one of these in using the Phillips head bit tip right there. Now that is an option, as you can see. Let me get it to see it better. There you go. That is an option, but man, they're known to strip out, so always just use your little hex head little bits you got, guys, to screw those into place. Next up, we got these drive pins. Now we use these in the plumbing field a lot if we need to anchor down a toilet flange and stuff like that. It's just simple. Just drill your hole, put it down in there, and then you drive this nail down with your hammer, and it will expand right here and make these little tips mushroom out. Next up we got is a SAMI bit. Now this is a concrete rated SAMI bit right here, guys. These right here is for hanging up your like 3/8 threaded rods and stuff, as you can see inside that right there, guys. So basically the same things. You're gonna drill your hole, then you'll take your little SAMI bit and put it on there, screw it all the way until you get it nice and flat and snug, and then you can screw your threaded rod in there. Now those right there, they're okay, right? Those are all right for what they are, but my favorite kind to use when it comes to threaded rod in concrete, guys, is these kind right here. We just nicknamed these things bullets right here, guys. As you can see, they got different sizes, different lengths, and all that. That's rated for different strength of concrete, but these right here are for the same purpose, to get your threaded rod in there. Now we use these sometimes overhead. These are the Redhead brand right here, guys. I don't know, I think this is the Simpson Strong Tie brand right here, guys. But anyways, we're going to show y'all how each one of those works, so stick around. I'm going to show you how. Alright, guys, to start off, we're going to be doing these small basic style kind that a lot of people are going to be using out there these days, just to hang small stuff on block wall, concrete walls and stuff. So let me go ahead and get that right there. Alright, so for this size right here, guys, you don't have to have an electric hammer drill. It's not really necessary. You can just get away with using a regular drill, especially if it has the little dial setting like right here, or I can put that on hammer, right, for hammer drill. But if you don't have that option, then you probably are going to have to use an electric hammer drill, guys. So let's go ahead, drill our little hole first. Alright, and real quick, I forgot to add that this is a 1/4 inch size masonry bit, guys. You can tell that it's a masonry bit by that little like diamond style tip right there at the top, guys. You don't want to use a wood or steel bit to drill into concrete, because you're just going to burn up your bit and you won't get your hole desired. And another little tip that a lot of people don't know about is you just take the size. So you don't want to go too deep, right? You don't want to go super deep. You just want to go deep enough for what you're required to, right? So the best tip I can say is take you a little piece of painter's tape, just like that. Line up whatever piece that you're doing, right? Don't matter if it's for the drive pins or whatever. Just line that up. Take your piece of tape and mark that just like that, and wrap that around your bit. That way you'll have a depth guide of how far down you need to go. So go ahead and do that first. Alright, so now you've got your hole drill. You just want to take your little hammer right here, guys, stick your bit right there in there, and just give it a flat tap so you don't mess up your little edge right here. Just like that right there, guys. Now you'll take one of the screws that came with it. For example, like this is the one that came with these right here, guys. And sometimes when you're mounting stuff, you're gonna have to use a washer behind it, guys. So just put your little washer on there and get your screw ready. Put that on there just like that. and then we can simply screw that into place just like this. Alright, and that washer was a little bit big, but that is so tight that it has bent the washer right there, guys. So that isn't going anywhere. So let's go on to our next one that we have up, guys. We've got this style right here. Let's go ahead and get this one out of the way. Now this one right here, like I said, it's rated about the same, a little bit stronger. Especially the more you have, especially you have something like 2 or 3 of these in. So let's go ahead, we're going to do the same thing. Drill our hole in hammer mode with our hand drill. We don't have to use the big one for this either. So let's go ahead and get our hole drilled, and then we'll sink this down next. Alright guys, we got our hole drilled now, so now we can just take our little screw we're going to use, we'll stick it in there, place like that, and it's going to be just a little loose at first, and then it'll get tight as you tighten it down. Alright, so here we go. Get that in place. Alright, and then sink it down. Alright, there we go, guys. Now that one is locked in place. So let's move on to our next one that we got. Now let's try out a drive pin right here, guys. This is the style that we use a lot in the field if we want to permanently mount something. Now these right here, they're like temporary mounts. This right here is probably much easier to get out than this one because it involves prying out that little sleeve right there, guys, that you put in and it expands, so you got to pry that out of the hole and all that. These kind you just unscrew out. Now these kind are not that easy to get out, guys. It involves a little bit of elbow grease if you ever want to remove these, so just save these for something you got to use for permanent reasons, guys. Now same thing, what we're going to do, drill our hole, we'll mount it in, get it in, and you want these to slide down nice and smooth, and if they don't, you hit the rim of this, not the top of this, guys, to get it on down all the way till it touches. This acts like a washer right here, guys. It locks it down, but do not hit it from up here. If you have to, always hit it on this part to put it down, and then you can nail that in. So let's go ahead and get our hole drilled now, and then we'll be able to drive this in. Alright, now that that's drilled, we'll stick our pin in. And like I said, see, it doesn't touch all the way yet right there, guys. Instead of smacking it there and messing it up, hit it from that side right there. Until you get it all the way nice and flat. Then what you can do is go ahead and drive your pin in with your hammer. And there you got it, guys. Let me zoom in on that right there. Nice and tight, guys. That is pretty permanent. Like, you're gonna have to really do some work to get that off. They're not impossible to get off, but you're gonna work for it, that's for sure. So let's move on to our next one. Let's show off the Sammy that we got right here, guys. Here is a Sammy bit right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get it pre-started, right? You don't want to just try to drive it with this. You just want to take your little bit and you want to drill out just a little bit, maybe like that much right there, right? These little sides, the way these screws are designed, they're going to really help pull it and sink it in, guys. Now, you might not get it all the way done, so what I like to do is the stock, here's the little bit that we got to use, right? Get the grass out of the video. Here's the bits that we got to use in order to use these Sammys, right? Now, the stock ones that they come with are about this long right here, guys. So what I did is I took my bandsaw and I cut just a little bit off of it, guys, because they're just too long that sometimes they actually touch either your surface right here or the ceiling or something like that. They touch before the screw's completely set, right? So that leaves it hanging like that right there. So I always just knock it off a little bit with a bandsaw. So let's go ahead and do this one next. All right, let's go ahead and drill our hole for this. So we got our hole drilled. Here is our semi bit, and there is our semi bit on an impact right here, guys. We're gonna get it on there just like that. Get that lined up over the top, and then you're just gonna screw it down. Just like that. There you go. Now you can put your threaded rod in there, hang your hangers, or whatever you got to do right there, guys. So let's go on to the next kind that we got. Got two different ones, guys. I'm just going to do one of these for the video. They're pretty much the exact same size and everything. This one just has a bigger rim right there for locking on to something versus this style right here, guys. These are the redhead kind, like I said, and these are the Simpson strong tie kind right here. But yeah, I'm just going to go with the regular old redhead kind right here, guys. Go ahead and drill that hole out next right here. Now for these style, I don't recommend using your hand drill if you got to do a whole lot of them all day long, guys. I recommend using an electric hammer drill for when you get up to stuff this size right here, guys. Let's see, on the side it says that this will be a 1/2 inch hole, guys. So yeah, I would definitely use an electric bit for that. Alright guys, so here is our electric hammer drill that we're going to be using. Now on all hammer drills, they usually got the same basic settings, right? You got just plain old drill, right? Just regular drill. You got your hammer drill where it like hammers and drills at the same time. You got your like regular hammer style, and you got this style right here in case you need to use like a chipping type of bit for it, right guys? So we've got it on hammer drill right here. Let's go ahead and drill our hole. Got our little tape marked right there so we know the depth that we need to go to at least. So let's go ahead and drill it now. Alright guys, we got our hole drilled, so now we just need to do is take our bullet right here, and I like these kind right here that has the little rim better because they do lock a little better, I think personally. You just drop that in there. Sometimes they might get a little hung. You can just take your hammer and just flatly hammer that into place. Now you've got to make that little mushroom part on the end spread, guys. So you got two options. Most of the time these bits right here are going to come with this little spike little bit right here, guys, that fits perfectly down inside like that right there, nice and flat, won't jar up your threads and stuff, guys. And you can just take a hammer just like this and you drive that into place. Right now you can do it that way, but a little trick that I like to do, guys, is I like to put the hammer drill on just hammer mode by itself, not the actual drill part right there, guys. And I'll take an old burned up bit that I have that doesn't work that great no more, and I'll take a bandsaw and I'll cut a little flat tip on it just like that right there. Just cut it nice and flat, guys, and then I'll throw that inside of the electric hammer drill. And like I said, just on hammer only, not the actual drill mode, guys. And then you can just do it like that, especially if you're doing overhead and stuff. Now when you're on the ground or something, then go for it. Just go ahead and use the hammer. But when you're above, that becomes a nice tedious job. So I like to do this. That's done. Push that into place, and look at that. That is locked, guys. That right there is not going to go anywhere, and you can now put your threaded rod in there. So that is the basic kinds that we use in the field right there, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that video and learned something today. Now remember, whatever the project is, always be sure to check the ratings on the box. On the box, they're going to tell you like, this is rated for up to say 15 pounds. This one's rated up to 30. This right here is for like nailing stuff to walls and stuff. You know, it's going to tell you what stuff's rated for, guys. So hope you enjoyed that video. I will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful week ahead. Peace.